everybody. How are you? I hope you all are fine and safe and enjoying your online studies. Children, today we are not going to start a new lesson. Right? We are not going to start a new lesson, but we will discuss what you have already learned so far. So, what are rocks made up of? Rocks are made up of tiny grains called minerals. Each rock may have one or more minerals of different colors. For example, granite is made up of three main minerals: feldspar, quartz, and mica. Sandstone mostly consists of quartz. Limestone mainly consists of mineral called calcite. Gneiss contains shiny mineral called mica. Right, rocks are made up of tiny grains called minerals. Each rock may have one or more minerals of different colors. For example, granite is made up of three main minerals: feldspar, quartz, and mica. Sandstone mostly consists of quartz. Limestone consists of mineral called as calcite. Gneiss contains shiny mineral called mica. Now have a look at this question. Which among these rocks are known as fiery rocks? Right, igneous rocks are known as fiery rocks. Igneous rocks are called as fiery rocks as they are formed from the molten rocks beneath the surface of the earth. They are likely to found You are likely to find a number of igneous rocks near volcanoes. Right, near the volcanoes you can find so many igneous rocks. Igneous rocks can be of different types depending on how the magma cools. Sometimes the magma cools slowly under the surface of the earth. Sometimes it spills out through cracks in the crust or rushes out from the volcanoes. Now, have a look at this picture. Can you tell me which type of igneous rock it is? Right, that is pumice or pumic. Now, igneous or magmatic rock is one of the three main rock types. Igneous rock is formed through cooling and solidification of magma or lava. Now, what is the difference between magma and lava? The molten form of rock inside the earth is known as magma, and when the magma comes out from the volcano, it is known as lava. Right. The molten form of rock inside the earth is known as magma. And when the magma rushes out from the volcano, it is known as lava. As the molten rock rises to the surface, it undergoes changes, temperature and pressure that causes it to cool, solidify and crystallize. As deep inside the earth, the temperature is so high that the rocks are found in the molten form. When these rocks come out of the surface of the earth, they solidify and form igneous rock. Now, granite is formed when magma cools slowly under the surface of the earth. Right. Granite is formed when magma cools slowly under the surface of the earth. Now, another type of igneous rock known as basalt is formed when volcanic lava cools very fast and hardens quickly above the surface of the earth. Another igneous rock known as obsidian. Right. The four type of igneous rocks are granite, basalt, obsidian and pumice. Obsidian is formed when lava or when magma cools quickly, right? Obsidian is formed when magma cools quickly. Now the one that you are seeing in the picture, pumice, is a light colored igneous rock. It forms when frothy lava cools quickly on the surface of the earth. Pumice is formed when frothy lava cools quickly on the surface of the earth. Look at the picture. Name the rock it is made up of and which type of rock it is. So, can you tell me which rock it is made up of? Right, it is made up of marble. And which type of rock it is? Marble, can you tell me which type of rock is marble? Right, marble is a metamorphic rock. So, what is the meaning of metamorphic? Meta means to change. Morph means form. So, metamorphic rocks are formed from the transformation of pre-existing rocks. Right? When the pre-existing rocks undergoes transformation, they become metamorphic rocks. The already existing rocks may be igneous rocks or sedimentary rocks. They undergo changes to form metamorphic rock. They form in the process called metamorphism, which means changes form. The original rock, which may be igneous or sedimentary rock, is subjected to heat and pressure, causing profound physical and chemical changes in the rock and get converted into metamorphic rock. This causes changes in minerals. This change their appearance and make them tougher and harder. So, this is made up of marble, which is a kind of metamorphic rock. Marble, quartzite, slate, and gneiss are four types of metamorphic rocks. Marble is formed when limestone undergo changes. Right, marble is formed from limestone. Quartzite is formed when sandstone undergoes changes. Slate is formed from shale. Gneiss is formed from granite. So, the four types of metamorphic rocks are marble, quartzite, slate, and gneiss. Marble is formed when limestone undergoes changes. Quartzite is formed when sandstone undergoes changes. Slate is formed from shale and gneiss is formed from granite. Now, have a look at this picture. Can you identify this picture? What it is? Right, that is a picture of a fossil. Can you tell me how the fossil is formed? Okay, let us have a look at the question. Fossils are found in dash rocks. Can you tell me fossils are found in which rocks? So, fossils are found in which rocks? Right, fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. In the process of formation of sedimentary rocks, sometimes the remains of dead organisms get preserved and become sediments, and they leave behind an impression. These preserved material or impressions in sedimentary rocks are known as fossils. Right. So, fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. In the process of formation of sediments, sometimes organisms, dead organisms, their shells, bones get preserved in the sediments and leave behind an impression in the sedimentary rocks. They are known as fossils. So, the next question is, Coal is a kind of which rock? Right. Coal is also the kind of sedimentary rock. So, the picture that you can see is the process of formation of coal. Right. As we have said that coal is a kind of sedimentary rock, coal is formed from the remains of plants that grew in forests over millions of years. When the plants died, they got buried in the swamps. Many layers of mud and sand and other dead plants were deposited on them. The heat and pressure from the layers above gradually changed the plant material to form coal. Right. So, how is coal formed? Coal is formed from the dead remain of plants. They get buried inside the earth and get deposited, and the heat and pressure from the layers above gradually change the plant material to form coal. So, coal is a kind of sedimentary rock. So, what is sedimentary rock? How are they formed? Sedimentary rocks are formed by accumulation or deposition of small particles called sediments, which is followed by cementation of minerals or organic particles on the floor of water bodies like oceans, lakes, and rivers. Sedimentary rocks are formed from older rocks that have been broken into fragments. Wind and rain carry away these tiny bits of rocks to rivers, seas, lakes, where they sink to the bottom to form layers called sediments. As the layers of sediments deposited, the rocks build up in layers called sediments. This process is known as sedimentation. Now, the four kind of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, shale, and conglomerate. Sandstone is formed when grains of sand get compressed and cemented. Limestone is formed from shells and skeleton of tiny sea animals. Shale is formed when layers of clay and silt harden. Conglomerate is formed from pebbles. Right. When pebbles get cemented together, conglomerate is formed. So, the four types of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, shale, and conglomerate. Sandstone is formed when grains of sand get compressed and cemented. Limestone is formed from shells and skeleton of tiny living animals, sea animals. Shale is formed when layers of clay and silt harden. Conglomerate is formed when pebbles come together and with minerals. Now, have a look at the picture. Can you identify these? Which type of sedimentary rock it is? So, can you tell me which one is sandstone? Right, that is sandstone. And which one is limestone? Right, that is limestone. And the last one, which is that? Conglomerate. Right, that one is conglomerate. So, children, now have a look at these questions. You have to find the answers for this question in the word grid, which I am going to show you in the next page. So, breaking down of rocks into small pieces. What is it called? Can you find the answer in the word grid? Breaking down of rocks. So, children, I am going to read out the questions and you have to find the answers in the word grid. So, the first one, breaking down of rocks into small pieces. Right, the first one, breaking down of rocks into small pieces. Right, the answer is weathering. The breaking down of rocks into small pieces is called as weathering. The topmost layer of soil. Which is the topmost layer of soil? Right, the answer is topsoil. The topmost layer of soil is known as topsoil. Next one, strong embankments made along river banks. What are small embankments made along river banks called? Right, they are known as bunds. The strong embankments made along river banks are known as bunds. Next one, clearing the forests by humans. I repeat, clearing of forests by humans. Right, the answer is deforestation. Clearing of forest by humans is known as deforestation. Next one, the removal of soil by water or wind. What is it called? The removal of soil by water or wind. What is it called? Right. The removal of soil by water or wind is known as erosion. Rocks are broken into this first on weathering. What is the answer? Rocks are broken into this first on weathering. Right. The answer is pebbles. Steps cut into the surface of a hill. What do we call it? The steps cut into the surface of a hill. Correct. The answer is terrace. So, now we have solved this. So, children, can you identify this picture? This picture shows what? Right, this is the picture of weathering. So, weathering by rain, weathering by sun, and weathering by wind. So, which one is the picture showing weathering by rain? Right, that's weathering by rain. Weathering due to sun. Right, that's weathering due to sun. And the next one, weathering due to wind. Right, that picture shows weathering due to wind. So what is weathering? Weathering is the breaking down of rocks into small pieces by a process called weathering. Right. The breaking down of rocks into small pieces is known as weathering. Soil is formed by breaking down of rocks into small pieces called weathering. Weathering can be caused by animals, plants, rain, flowing water, wind, and weather changes. As you saw in this picture, weathering due to rain, sun, and wind. The moving water in rivers, for example, carries rocks along. The rocks knock against each other. They break into smaller pebbles. The pebbles finally break into tiny grains of sand over a period of time. The wind also play an important role in soil formation. So, this is how the process of formation of soil takes place. So, can you identify this picture? Right. This picture is showing erosion of soil by wind. So, children, can you tell me what is the erosion? Right. The process of water or wind carrying away the soil is called erosion. Right. The process of water or wind carrying away the soil is known as erosion. Now, erosion by wind. Loose soil or the soil that is not covered and having no vegetation can be easily carried away by wind. Strong winds blow away the topsoil. The soil get deposited when the speed of wind slows down. The erosion by wind takes place more in dry areas, particularly in deserts. Wind erosion is a natural process that moves soil from one location to another. Erosion by wind is most common in deserts. Right. So can you see in the picture how the soil is being carried away by the wind? The process of soil erosion by wind is shown in this picture. Now have a look at the next picture. In this picture, can you tell me what it is? Right. This is erosion by water. Can you tell me in which area or region the erosion by water is most common? Correct. Erosion by water is more common in hilly areas, as moving water can carry away the soil from the place where it was formed. In the same way, during the rainy season, the water takes away the topsoil with it. In comparison to land, water moves faster in the hills because of the slopes. So, erosion by water is greater in hilly areas. Right, erosion by water is greater in hilly areas than plains. In hilly areas, the fast flowing water erodes soil from river banks. Thus, the rivers that flow down carry more and more soil. So, children, can you identify this picture? This picture shows river embankment. Right. Why is it used? Yes, that is a process of conservation of soil. Right. Because when the river flows, it carries soil and also constantly removes soil from its banks. To stop this erosion, strong embankments of rock or soil called bund is built along the bank of the river. High bunds can also prevent erosion of soil on land by preventing flooding. Right. So, this is a process of conservation of soil. In this picture, you can see an embankment. Now, can you tell me what does this picture show? Right, this picture shows terrace farming. Can you tell me in which area terrace farming is done? Right, it's done in hilly areas. And this is also one of the methods of preservation of soil. Can you tell me how? In this method, the terraces are built or on the slopes of the hills. Right, that is, steps are cut into the slopes. So, when it rains, instead of the rain carrying away the soil and nutrients down the slope, they flow to the next step or the terrace. As the water flows down the terrace, the speed is reduced as it goes down, step after step. Thus, erosion of soil is reduced, as soil eroded from one step is deposited at the next step. Thus, the loss of soil is reduced. So, can you tell me what all are the methods of conservation of soil? Right. One is building embankments, terrace farming, shelter belts, afforestation, and soil cover are the methods of conservation of soil. I repeat, afforestation, soil cover, building embankments, shelter belts, and terrace farming are methods of conservation of soil. So, this is about conservation. Can you tell me in how many ways does the process of erosion takes place? Right, the process of erosion takes place by erosion by water, erosion by wind, erosion due to human activities, that is deforestation and overgrazing. Right, the erosion takes place in this way: erosion by water, erosion by wind, erosion due to human activities like deforestation and overgrazing. Now I'm going to end this session here. Hope you liked the recap session.